You have your catalog with you tonight. Thank you, Tanya. So glad you ladies like the cards. I thought so, Simone. I thought she was your cousin. That's so cool. It's nice to have her. If you've got your minis, we're going to want to turn to page 10, all right? And this is the very first suite in our mini catalog. Oh, thank you, Sue. That's so awesome. Sue says, thanks for your great ideas. I use strips from the designer series paper from my heart. I remember that one, Sue. And I made a bunch of Valentine cards like you showed us. Oh my gosh, that makes me feel so good. Thank you, Sue. Hi, Carol. If you are new and you're scared to say hello, please say hello because your name will be in the drawing tonight, all right? And I'm giving away 2 cards and a 3D box, all right? So you definitely want to get your name in the drawing tonight. Just say hello and tell us where you're from. We're all friends here, so. Yes, Simone, it's good to have your family here from Brazil. That's awesome. All right, so page 10, we've got the Love You Always Suite, all right? And here is the card that, I think that's the card that I cased. So you can tell that I changed it up a bit, all right? And I want to show you the suite of products, all right? I call this a mega suite because there are 2 bundles in this suite, all right? First, you have the Always in My Heart bundle. Now, ladies, this bundle I do not have. I tried to be really conservative in my selections and not purchase more than I can get to. And so I chose the Forever and Always bundle out of the suite, all right? So here we are. We've got a stamp set. We've got dies to go with it. Here is the Always, Forever and Always set that we're gonna do tonight. And there are a few more Valentine sets as you turn over. Hey, Karen. Hey, Mana. Welcome. Hi, Lindsay. Good to have you. All right, lots of good friends tonight. Let me show you all the goodies in the suite, okay? All right, I'm gonna move my catalog out of the way. And this is the Forever and Always stamp set. And all of these images are the size, all right? They're not reduced in size. This is the actual size of every stamp, all right? Hi, Carolyn. Good to have you tonight. Now, these are the dies that go with it, and there are 13 dies that go along with this stamp set. Well, it's hard to visualize what this really looks like, and so I'm going to show you the possibilities with this stamp set, all right? First of all, you've got 2 flower images. And both of these can be stamped and they can be cut out using a die. Hi, Sonia, welcome. Hello, Joanne. So both of these have dies. Then you're going to notice that these little flowers come in the die set. That's 4 of them. And when you cut them out, you get 4 separate flowers, all right? I'm gonna zoom in a little bit because I think we can do that. Yep. You're gonna also notice that there are 2 different size leaves. We have this one, and they can be cut out, and then you can color them with Stampin' Blends. All right, so that's what they look like. Then you've got this sweet little rosebud right here, and here it is. It can be cut out. Then you've got 3 different banners. Now with the 3 different banners, this is what they look like when they're cut out. And these banners can be used on these words. So you don't have to go and cut a strip of paper. So you can just use the dies that come in the set. All right, so we'll get to do that tonight. Then you're going to notice two words, and you're actually going to see how both of these words work tonight, okay? Hey, Amanda. We've got the word love, and we've got the word always. So first, this is the word love, by the way, and what I want you to look at is that Blushing Bride cardstock in the background. So that Blushing Bride cardstock with this die creates the background for the word, okay? So when you go to cut out the word love, and we'll do that this evening, all right, here's the word love right here. And I cut this out using some of our new foil, all right? So there's the foil right there on top with the letters L-O-V-E, all right? Now the next one I'm going to show you is always. So this is the background for always. Hi Liz, what are you doing in California, girl? Good to have you tonight. So the word always, this is the background. And if you look at the way I've cut this out, the background here is basic black, okay? So you just get that outline. Yeah, the metallic, the foil is gorgeous, Melissa. It really is. Thanks, Karen. Sometimes it's hard to, it's hard to figure out these things, the letters and stuff. And I'm going to show you how they both cut out and how you can apply them. Okay, so stick around for that. Now, here's the word always. It's one word, and it's in the Blushing Bride now. So I cut out the word and put it on top of the black, okay? So hopefully you can kind of figure that out, all right? But you'll see it up close and in action tonight. All right, so let's look at what else is in this suite. We have the Love You Always specialty paper. And by the way, ladies, if you participated in my paper share, they went in the mail yesterday, right on time. I was so happy that I could get them out on time. And so all three of these papers are in the paper share. So this is the Love You Always specialty designer paper. Aha, that doesn't belong there. All right, so in this paper pack, this paper comes 12 by 12, and you get 3 sheets of it, all right? So there's the back of the paper. It's just, there isn't a design on the back. And this right here is what this foil looks like, okay? And it comes 12 by 12. This is just cut down, okay? All right. And the next one, and I would say the background for this is petal pink. I haven't looked in the book, but it's looking like petal pink to me. Hang on there. All right. So here is the petal pink. And again, you get 3 sheets, and they're 12 by 12, okay? 3 12 by 12 sheets. And then this is Sahara Sand right here. So you've got your silver foil in the Sahara Sand. And then you've got, I want to say copper. And then you've got like the rose gold. Okay? So that is one of the paper packs. Now the paper pack that we're going to use tonight is called True Love Designer Paper. Ooh, that sounds beautiful, Melissa. Melissa used the Sahara Sand for her anniversary card. That sounds gorgeous. All right, so again, this paper does come 12 by 12. All right, so this is one side, and then this is the other side. Okay, so I'll show you all of these. This is one side, and this is the opposite side. Now, what's nice about this paper is you can sponge it, you can color on it with your Stampin' Blends, all right? Look at that, isn't that pretty? So you could even, there are just so many different things that you can do with this black and white paper. So here are the smaller flowers, and this is the opposite side. And we're going to use this sheet tonight. This is the opposite side of it. That kind of does something to the eyes, doesn't it? And then here is the last one. And if you flip it over, you've got those smaller diamonds. All right. And we also have foil, and it's called Love You Always Foil. And the foil is... This is, I'm assuming this is Blushing Bride. It's hard to see under the fluorescent lights here. And this is the Rococo Rose. And this is Sahara Sand. And it matches the other foil paper that I just showed you. Very, very pretty. Yeah, it's really pretty, isn't it, Colleen? And I love the black and the white. So that's the paper in the suite. And then we've got these awesome black dots. And if you're in my embellishment share, you're going to receive half a package of these, which is awesome. I love these. I've been using them on everything. And then we've got heart charms. And yes, of course, we're going to use a heart charm tonight. And those are the little hearts. And if you're in my embellishment share, you get 10 hearts. All right, so they're on the way to your door if you ordered the shares. Now, I think that is everything in the suite except for that first stamp set. Oh, the ribbon. So here's the ribbon. And if you participated in my ribbon share, you're getting 2.5 yards of this ribbon, and it's real glittery on this side, and the other side is softer. All right, it's really pretty. And it's called the Blushing Bride Metallic Ribbon. And then, of course, the boxes, which we have done before, and we'll get to do one of these tonight. And this will go home with someone. All right, so stick around to the end for your name to be called. All right, so that's everything in that suite. And now we're going to get started. Now, I want you ladies to remind me at the very, very end tonight, because I've got a sneak peek of an upcoming class, all right? And I don't want you to miss that. Hi, Linda. I know that, of course, the ribbon's pretty, Margaret. You know I love ribbon. So, yes, it's very pretty. All right, well, let's do this one first. And, of course, my Hostess Club ladies know all about this card because we actually did get to create one. This is going to be featured in the February tutorial that is coming up. Hey, Dawn, I'm glad you're watching. Okay, so let's see. Let's do our stamping first and get everything cut, and then we can go into all the other details, all right? And I have lots of little details for you. I'm going to get some little pieces out of here that I've already pre-cut. This is actually a pretty quick card. All right. So what I've already taken the time to do is I've taken the time to go ahead and cut out the word always. Hi, Mary Kay. And so let's see. So that's this die right here, okay? So that's been done. And I'm now going to show you how to use the word always and cut it out and attach it to this piece, all right? So the first thing I'm going to use is I'm going to need some basic black paper. And honestly, I just need enough for the shape of this word, okay? Hi, Sherry, welcome. Hey, Carolyn. Never too late, Carolyn, never too late. All right. So, that's the basic black you're going to need. And then I have this piece of paper, and this is an adhesive sheet. So I want to show you how they come. They're in our annual catalog. They're called adhesive sheets, and they measure 6 inches by 12 inches. And the item number is 152334. All right, and I'm going to take a quick sip of water here. Okay, so I needed to cut a piece of adhesive that would actually fit on this basic black cardstock, okay? You don't want your adhesive to be larger than your actual cardstock, okay? Now let me show you how I cut my adhesive, just so you know. Let's see, yeah, I can do this. So the adhesive comes with these little breaks, okay? And I don't know if you can see that. There it is there, and there it is there, okay? Hi, Lynn. So now I want you to imagine that this is 6 inches by 12 inches, okay? It's definitely 6 inches, but it's not 12, okay? All right, so when I cut my adhesive, I like to cut across, because when I do that, I'm going to be able to make that little bit of a break in the paper and apply it to the cardstock. So I hope that makes sense. Hi, Sally. So I'm now going to peel this off. It's very sticky, and I'm going to add it to the basic black cardstock. It's not straight, it's not perfect, and it doesn't have to be. And you'll see why, okay? So now I'm going to take another piece of that adhesive, and I'm going to put it about right here. So they're next to each other, but they're not touching. I could put them next to each other touching, but I've got that little bit of separation, and you'll see why when we get ready to cut this out, okay? So that's the first part. I recommend the adhesive sheet because it's going to be so much easier for you to apply the word than it is to actually use glue on the back of those skinny letters, okay? Paula, so good to have you tonight. Thank you so much for coming and being a first-time watcher. Thanks so much. Okay, so we know that we're going to cut out this word always, all right? And we also know, I'm sorry, I can't pick up anything here, that we need to stamp some flowers. So we're going to stamp a large flower and 2 smaller flowers. Now I've already stamped 1 smaller flower just to save us a bit of time, okay? So I'm gonna bring this in, and I am going to need my big flower here, and I'm gonna use black Memento ink. And my flower is much bigger than my stamp, so I'm just going to flip this over. I'm going to ink it upside down. Woo. And I'm now going to stamp it right here in the middle. I am on a folding table. I'm not on a wood table or a counter. And so I'm using this pad to give me a little cushion, okay? And it turned out fairly well. I probably should have pushed a bit harder, but I'm actually fine with that. So I'm going to leave it. And now I'm going to stamp a smaller flower. Again, we're going to ink it up. And we'll just stamp. And that's our smaller flower. And then while I have the ink out, I've already cut this banner. That's part of the die set. And I'm going to ink the word forever and I am going to stamp right here in the middle. And hopefully I am not crooked. But if I am, we'll do another one. All right? Hi, Mary. Nice to have you tonight. Now, I think that's all the stamping for this card, and so I'm going to move that out of the way. And We're going to do a little bit of cutting. Move the card out of the way as well. And I'm going to bring in my mini because I'm doing a small amount of cutting. This is our new mini Stampin' Cut emboss machine. And that's what we're going to use, and it's going to make it very easy for us. All right. So I need to pay attention to the sandwich to be sure that I layer everything correctly. So first I need a number 1, and this is my number 1 platform, okay? So 1 is going down first, and then I need number 2, and it looks like I'm gonna need 2 of them, and so here are the 2 that I'm going to use, okay? So when I go to cut the word always, oh, by the way, let's go ahead and get one of these here. When I go to cut this word always, I want to be sure that I'm cutting on the cardstock and not the adhesive sheet, okay? Because I want this to be sticky on the back of the word, not the front of the word. So I hope that makes sense. And we're just going to put that right there. And then we're going to add another plate, and I may have to stand up for this. Hang tight. Oh, here we go. All right. And again, I am on a folding table, so it likes to shake the camera, so I am sorry about that. I'm going to check. I want to be sure that everything cut out perfectly, and it looks like it did. It looks like I'm in really good shape, okay? So I can put that aside. And then I've got this little flower to cut out. Where's my little flower? Right here. And I'm gonna put that there, just like that. Now our magnetic platform for our Stampin' Cut machine is not available yet. So we're just gonna, that should work just fine. Oh gosh, I'm not used to turning sideways. All right, so that's my flower. And then I have one more flower to do. And here it is. And here's the shape for this one. And then I'm gonna put that in and be gentle with that. And now we're gonna roll it back through. All right. And I think we have it. Wow, that was nice and smooth. And you know what I liked about this? I'm using the mini. It's lighter for me to pick up when I'm sitting down. And it doesn't take up as much space. And I have a small table here, so that works really well for this. All right, you'll see it again later. How wide is the mini? What a good question. The platform, Tara, is about 3 5/8 of an inch, okay? So it has to be small dies and skinny embossing folders. Now from west to east, it's more like about 7 inches wide, all right? So that'll kind of give you an idea of the size of it. But it's so light, it's really nice, you know, when I'm teaching a class and I'm seated. All right, well, let's go ahead. I am anxious to try this with you all, okay? And I want to show you how this is done. And I'll go ahead and zoom in a bit. All right, there we go. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this off. And it just fell right out, so that's good. And then I am going to take my pick tool here, and I need to get out all those little holes, okay? All those little things. And I'm just pulling those out. All right. And then here's a tiny one. And then here's one for the letter A, one for the letter S, and then this one. So I just spent some time poking out all of those little teeny holes, okay? All right. So now that that is done, we're actually going to just pull it out of here now. And it just falls right out. Get this out of the way here. All right. And so now I'm ready to peel off the adhesive, okay? Remember that break that I had and I told you not to worry about it? This break right here. I did that so that it'll be easier to peel that adhesive off, okay? So I'm gonna take this, take your pick tool, and it'll work a lot easier if I lay it down. There we go. And then I'm gonna pull that off, okay? So that adhesive came off, and now I'm gonna pull this side off. Now the reason I pull it off at the same time is because once I get letter A in the right position, in the correct position, then I'm ready to lay the word down, okay? So I'm gonna start with letter A, and I have found that with the adhesive, it's pretty forgiving if I need to pull up the letter, all right? So I'm gonna do this sitting down here so I'm not standing straight over. All right, and it's stuck to my finger. There we go. So see how I have letter A and L already attached? So I have found that that is the key. Once they're lined up, then everything else will go into place. And that's how you get your word always, all right? Now on the next card, we're gonna do the word love, and that is a little bit different, all right? Okay, so everything is cut out and ready, and we're going to bring in our cardstock now, and it's basic black, and I cut it at 4 1/4 inches. And then I scored it at 5 1/2 inches, and that gave me the card base. Hey Laura, welcome. So good to have you, girl. Now, Laura, you'll recognize this card in a second. Now I'm going to bring in designer paper. Now, did you notice that the designer paper in the background here is colored? It's not black and white. And so we're going to do a little bit of coloring now to prep our card base, all right? So give me 1 second. Okay, and I'm going to talk to you about our new blending brushes, okay? Oh, Carol, I'm sorry you lost the picture. Everything looks okay on my end. So with your blending brushes, ladies, 3 come in a pack, okay? And it's a little zippered bag. There we go. And I want to talk to you about some of the features for this brush, okay? First of all, it does have a sturdy, flexible handle, okay? So it's very flexible. And it has a large brush head, all right? It's about 1 inch wide and about 1 1/2 inches tall, okay? So it'll cover a lot of surface, okay? It is tightly packed. It looks like a cotton ball here, but these are all tiny little bristles that are compact, okay? And it feels awesome. It's just as soft as it can be. I know it looks like a cotton ball, but it's all individual bristles, okay? And they're very fine. Okay, so let's talk about blending, okay? And I'm actually going to use a blending brush that I've been using this month, and I've been using Blushing Bride, okay? So that's what we're going to color with, and I'm going to get out my Blushing Bride ink pad. And the best way to get started with your brush is to practice, okay? So to apply the ink, you're gonna wanna make a swirling or a circle motion, okay? Like that. And then when you go to color on your paper, excuse me, you're gonna start actually on your scrap paper or your grid paper first. You'll start here and then you're gonna work your way into the designer paper or the project that you're working on. All right. I'm not getting a whole lot of color here, so I might change ink pads. It could be that I need to re-ink my Blushing Bride ink pad, and I didn't think about that before. But actually, it is starting to come together. I like to put my finger here on the top of the head of the brush because it likes to bounce up and down. And you're just going to make that swirling, that circular motion. And again, start on your work area before working on your project. So now it's really starting to color. So I think I'm pretty good. All right, any questions? I'm also going to go over the care of your brush with you. These are really awesome, and I know once you start using them, you're going to love it. You can use this brush in place of a sponge. Oh, yay, good. Good, Keisha, I'm glad. Very good. All right, and once you start doing this, it is very therapeutic, so you may not want to stop, okay? And basically right now, I'm getting my outer edges because that's what you're gonna see on the card, okay? So there we've got, I didn't even color that, but we won't need it, okay? It will be covered up, so we really don't need to worry about that, okay? Now let's talk about ways to clean your brush. You can use your simple chamois. It does make the flowers pop, Linda, it really does. You can use your simple chamois, and since we're done, I'll kind of do mine. And this is damp, but it's not soaking wet, okay? And you're going to clean your brush by making that circular motion on your simple chamois, all right? Now, I will tell you, I've used this quite a bit during the month of January with my classes. And so what I would like to do is to wash it under the faucet. And you can do that. You can run this under the faucet using tap water to get the ink out. But you're going to have to wait for it to dry before you use it again. It needs to be dry, okay? And it could take a couple of days for drying out. Another way to clean your brush is simply by using this swirling motion, and you can tell here that I don't have any ink on the brush, okay? All right, so let's talk about storage. You can, of course, store in the Ziploc bag, all right? 3 will fit in here, and I believe the 3 of them are $12. The item number is 153611. And another way to store would be simply just sticking it in a cup on your desk, or you could find a plastic storage case and store it that way, all right? Now, many of you know that I'm an affiliate with Stamp and Storage, and they are coming out with a brand new brush holder. So we'll get more into those details later. I just wanted to show you how to use this, okay? All right, so those are just a few ideas. Another way to organize is you could use one brush for your brights collection. You could use one brush for your subtles collection, one for regals, and one for neutrals. Or one could be for all the pinks and reds, one could be for all the greens, another one could be for the yellows, okay? So there are different ways that you can actually organize them as well, okay? All right, so that's just a few little tidbits on the brushes. And now we're actually going to apply this to the base of our card, all right? All right. I found another little trick with Stampin' Seal, and that is when you get to the end, make a check mark, all right? And that will actually help you get that adhesive up, okay? I know, Laura, they're awesome. They are awesome. Now, I will tell you ladies this with the new brush holders from Stampin' Storage. They look amazing. I'm sure I'm going to get some. But if you decide to order from Stampin' Storage, I am an affiliate, and if you use my link, I may possibly earn a commission, a very small commission from your purchase. So if you decide to do that, and if you wouldn't mind using me as the affiliate, that would be awesome. All right. So you're going to notice in the original card that I've used this designer paper. And for this card, I'm actually going to use a different designer paper. All right. So let's get that put on here. And we're going to center this. Now, I did not give you measurements, but I will provide those on Friday on my blog. And you might be thinking, well, gosh, how am I going to remember to go to your blog to get the card measurements? I will remind you Friday morning on my Facebook page, okay? It might work in Canada, Kisha. I'm not sure, but I don't see why not. I'm sure Canadians order Stampin' Storage, I would think. That's a really good question. All right, so now we're just going to center that, okay? And we're ready to add our flowers. Now, I like to add the largest one first, all right? So that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, and I'm actually going to break up the fibers in this flower a little bit. Just breaking up the fibers in the paper. All right, just so it'll curl a little bit. And then I'm gonna pop this one up, okay? So we'll do that. That's awesome, Pam. You got your mom watching with you? I love it. And now we need two smaller flowers, okay? And I'm gonna just use some glue dots with these. Again, this is a pretty easy card to put together. I'm just gonna tuck it under about right there, okay? And I'll wait on that other flower. I'm gonna wait a few minutes and get everything else on here. We're ready for the word always. And it's easiest just to use use a few glue dots to attach it. It's kind of hard to get the Stampin' Seal on this, so I just used the glue dots. I'm glad you like the polka dots. Thank you, Cindy. You girls make me feel so good. Every week it's like, I don't know about this card. That's what I'm saying to myself all the time. And we're going to do the forever, and that we will pop up, and we're going to use our mini dimensionals to do that. Put that on there. Now, I'm not going to add the black dots to this card, okay? I'm going to put that about, that might be too close. Let's do that. Just popped up. And now we're going to go back and add this other flower. You can use glue dots. You can use your Stampin' Seal. And let's see, where do I want this one? Do I want it in the same place? I think I'm gonna do it. Okay. Now, one other thing that you can add is to use the wink of Stella. I believe you can pre-order the brush storage now and it ships on the 12th, or do you order on the 12th of February? I will look into that for you, Simone, and I will also send you my link for shopping with Stampin' Storage, okay? All right. So I'm just putting a little bit of Wink of Stella on here, and hopefully you can see some of that. And I'm doing it, I'm in a hurry, of course, because we have, you know, some other things to do tonight. I'll go back later and finish it up, but someone will get to take this home tonight. And so here they are. And you know what? I'm kind of with Cindy. I kind of like those little dots. I really do. Thank you, Mary Kay. So that is our first card. And again, I won't add the embellishment because I honestly do not think it's going to show up very well. Okay. All right. Well, that's that card. And now we're going to move into the second card because I want to talk to you about the word love and how to apply that word. Okay. The brush is in the mini catalog, Lee. And, if you go to your index in your mini, go to the index here, and it's page 70 of the mini. That's where you'll find the blending brushes, okay? All righty. All right, again, we're going to use that designer paper that we just used on the other card. Joyce, the card we just made was the January Hostess Club card, which you have not seen yet. The Stampin' Storage link, ladies, is actually on my blog on the left side of the page. If you remind me, I will show you when we get ready to do door prizes, okay? I'll show you exactly where that link is, okay? It's real easy to find. All right, so here's our card, and I'm gonna pull out the supplies for it. And for this card, you know what? Hang tight here. Did I not measure right? This does not look, will this work? Yes. This will work. Okay, I just wanted to be sure I was right with that. Okay, so now I think what we'll do is let's go on and get our stamping and cutting done again, okay? Thank you, Dawn. That means so much to me that you like both cards. It really does. That is just the highest compliment you can give me. Thank you. Okay, so for this one, we needed to cut out the shape of the word. All right, and I'll show you the die again. There it is. And then this time we're going to cut in foil. And so as you can see, when you cut it out, the L is separate from the OVE. And so here's the word right here. Okay. So we're going to work with the letter L. That's going to be the first thing we do, okay? And I'm going to need to pop out that little piece of paper. That's done. And now if you look, and I'm looking at this, does this have adhesive on it? I think it does. I can't quite tell. I don't know if I put adhesive on this, so hang tight. I'm going to see. I did. Okay, there is adhesive already on it, okay? So the adhesive sheets work the very same way on this word as it does on the word always, okay? Here's the letter L, and I'm gonna wanna position this first. Oh, you know something we'll do? Let's use the putty. Hang tight. Can I use the putty with this? Let's see if it works with the foil, because that could actually grab it. There we go. So if you can take your putty on your take your pick tool and then just position the letter L in that shape, okay? Then you're going to take the word OVE, and again, there is adhesive, and what I'm doing is I just took the tool and I picked at it and it lifted up that paper, okay? And so now the OVE goes on. And isn't that much better with the adhesive sheets? Much better. Oh my gosh. Now we need the words "you so very much," which I have right here. And I'm inking this up. I know you can't see it, but I inked it in the basic black, or excuse me, in the black Memento ink. And now I have my words. And now it's going to be easy for us to put our card together, okay? Now, the flowers that you see here are actually one of the papers, one of the designer papers. So let's see. I don't know if I still have the designer paper here, but what I've done is, and you can tell I've already started coloring, okay? I actually cut out this flower from the designer paper, okay? And I'm using Melon Mambo, and I'm also going to use Old Olive for cutting, okay? I'm going to grab a peppermint, and I'm going to use the light. Actually, I'm going to use the dark Melon Mambo. And as you can see, I've already started this. I'm actually highlighting these lines. Stampin' Up has done the work for us, and so I'm putting the darker marker along here, and then I'll do the blending with the lighter marker. Now, of course, if I were making this card, I probably would not, of course I am making it, but if I were making this to send this, I probably would take more time with the coloring, whereas for the demonstration, I'm kind of moving a little fast. I'm going to use the brush tip, and this is the light Melon Mambo. And then I'm going to start my coloring. Just a circular motion here. And I did fussy cut this, okay? So there isn't a die that will cut this out, okay? I'm even doing those outer edges where I had cut. Okay, and so that's that last petal there. This needs to be colored because that's the flower. Okay, so I'll get that little bud. Okay, so that was Melon Mambo. If you don't have Melon Mambo and you do have lovely lipstick, use that, okay? All right, now we're gonna get our Old Olive here. And I'll start with the dark. And again, I'm doing those same things with the lines, okay? And I'll do this leaf. Okay, and now I'm going to bring in the light. It is not reusable, Tara. I wish it was. This was paper that we received at one of our meetings. I think it was convention in the fall. You could order some, and I actually, you know what? I think Stampin' Up actually sent us some for the meeting. But anyway, I had a few pieces left of it. I wish you could wipe that off. Wouldn't that be awesome? All right. Alrighty, and then I'm going to go over here and do this leaf. And I think we about have it. Okay. Oh, thank you, Simone. Thanks so much. All right, so we now have this flower done. Look how this one's a bit darker than the other two. I colored the other two prior to class tonight, so I have a feeling this may lighten up. So we'll see. It'll be interesting to see what it does. Okay, so now with my card, I used Whisper White. This is the thick Whisper White, okay? It's the thick, it's great for card bases. And then I have cut this piece of designer paper. I've cut it at 5.5 by 4 1/4. All right. And I'm going to use, look at this piece of paper. You could fussy cut one of these flowers out, and this could be on a card. Sue, the flowers are gorgeous, and it's not necessarily my coloring. It's just the paper is so beautiful. So instead of a layer, this is going to go right on top this card base. Okay, just like that. Okay, and then I'm actually going to take a piece of vellum. Okay, now let's see. The vellum measures 3.5 inches by 5.5 inches. Okay, now let me show you how the vellum comes. When you order vellum, it comes in a package like this, and it's 8.5 by 11 inch vellum cardstock. It's item number 101856, and it's in the annual catalog, and you get 20 sheets. Okay, so just a little, a little bit of an idea of how the vellum comes. Now, for me, I always like to be sure that when I attach the vellum, that you're not going to be able to see the adhesive under it. Okay, so I'm going to show you a little trick. That might be too close. Take a glue dot. I'm going to put one up there in the corner because that embellishment's going to cover up that glue dot. And then I'm going to put a few glue dots kind of in the middle here because that's where the big flower's going to go. Okay? And then I am going to put this right along here. It's kind of in the middle. Okay, and I better add my ribbon next. So let me do that. All right. So we'll add this next and get this out of the way so we know where to position the flower. And again, this card was pretty much from the catalog. I changed it up a little bit. All right. So I'm just going to straighten this up a little bit. And then I always cut on the diagonal. And then I'll cut again. Okay. And then I am going to slide the ribbon down till about right there. Okay. All right. Oh, I'm so glad you like the card. Thank you. All right, so here is where we're going to put the flower, and so it's covering up those glue dots, okay? And the first time I made this card, I actually taped it, But you know what? I'm going to pop it up. I think it's going to be prettier popped up. So we'll do that. And you can tell that the Stampin' Blends have just kind of, it always goes through the paper, which is no big deal. That is okay. It must be the alcohol that's in them. Okay. All right. And so I think we'll position it like this. And then we'll take the word love. And again, this is kind of hard to put the Stampin' Seal on, but I'm going to give it a try. And I think I'd like some there. And then we're going to put the word right here. We'll put it about right there, okay? And then we're going to take those dots. And let me see if I can find my scissors. What did I do with my scissors? I do not, oh, here they are, right in front of me. Okay, so let's use a big one, a big dot, and we're going to cover up that glue dot, okay? Everything is prettier popped up, absolutely. Absolutely. You girls know. Okay. And then we'll pop up this. So lots of popping up for this card. And this was popped up on the original too. So absolutely not. Oh. And I'm going to put that right there. All right. And that's our second card. So it was super easy to put together. I did fussy cut this out of the designer paper and then colored it. And I think it looks better popped up. This is a little flat. So thank you, Paula. I'm glad everybody likes it. Thank you. All right. So we have one more to do, and then I want you to hang around because I'm going to show you of an upcoming class, okay, that's coming up. Oh, thanks, Mary Kay. I know I get asked that a lot about the vellum, like what adhesive do I use? And quite honestly, we really don't have an adhesive that's invisible. And so I have found, use glue dots and just kind of cover up those little areas, okay? So yeah, somebody's going to win this card tonight, okay? Thank you, Susan. All right, so now on to the box. Here's the box, and this is where I'll tell you about the little heart charm because I think it's just adorable. First, we're going to start with the box. And I believe, now I'll have to go back and look at the book to see how many boxes come in a package. Let's see. They're called the Love You Always treat boxes, page 11. And it's 10 boxes and it's $9, okay? Now, this piece right here is the box cover, okay? I'm so glad you like the box. Thank you. You all know I love boxes. I love 3D. All right, now, I always forget how to do this every single time. So I'm going to start with just folding score lines, okay? That's what I'm going to do. All right. And I'll get all that done. And it's got a lot of score lines. Okay, now let's see if I can remember how to do this. Oh, I didn't fold that one. Let me fold that one. All right, so let's see. I'm going to turn in the flaps first, okay? All right. Hopefully I won't embarrass myself too much. Oh, I think I remember now. Okay, so these are going in. Of course, you can't see anything that's going in. And then this is going in, okay? So see how that worked and it all clicked into place? And then this goes in, okay? or this probably could have even gone under this piece. All right, so that is the box there. So you just kind of have to play around with it. And then we're going to use this paper again, and we're going to attach it to the box. Now, this box really measures about 4 1/8, and this measures 4. And I'll tell you why I did it at 4, okay? When you get a 12 by 12 sheet of cardstock, if you divide it by 4, you'll get 3 of these panels, okay? And so that's why I did it that way, so that you can get the most bang for your buck when it comes to your paper, okay? Now I'm going to use the Stampin' Seal Plus on this, and I guess I'm going to apply it to the box, and it's going to go like this. And I'm just starting on one side of the box. I don't even know which side it is. Okay. And then I'm going to add a little more. It would be great for a box of chocolates. Absolutely. All right. And so now that part is on there, okay? So now I'm going to take some more Stampin' Seal. Okay. Probably didn't need that much. And then I'm going to round that corner, okay? And then I'm going to rub this so that this sticks. I can even bend that if I want, okay? And then we'll do it again. And honestly, I probably just need a strip here, okay? We're going to round the corner again. So as we go around, you want to push that. Okay, and we are almost there. Then we have one more little piece. I'll do another one for good luck. And now we're going to roll this around. Okay, and then we are at the end. Now we're at the end, and so now we're going to take our scissors, and I'm just going to cut right along here. Let's see here. All right, so there we go. And I just cut the rest. But if you want to know what this is, okay, because that's for, you can cut your designer paper 4 by 7, 8, by 9. I think 4 by 9, okay? And you'll just have to trim a little bit. All right. So that's how you do the little box. And then this just slides on like this. Okay. All right. So for the next step, I'm going to look at my kit because we might have to cut out the word love. And I think we do, which is fine. All right. So this is what we're going to do. We get to work with the adhesive again. So this is just a nice little reminder of how this is done. Remember, it peels off and you're just going to stick it here. And it likes to get on your fingers, by the way. Here's another piece of adhesive and it goes there. All right, now let me show you something. Do you see the adhesive here on the outside? I'm going to trim off that adhesive and get rid of that because we don't want this on the cutting pad in the machine because it'll get everything all sticky, okay? Joyce, I think I've made about 3 of these boxes, so I think that's why they're not taking as long for me now. It looks like I've used vellum, and this is the shape of the word love, so we're going to be using that. And then we've got the foil, and we're actually going to cut this out. Oh, you know what? I should have put the adhesive on the foil and not this. All right. Hang tight. Hang tight here. I've got some scraps, and I think this scrap will work. Now look at this scrap. I don't have that little break. So I've got to try and peel up the edge of this. All right, that's why I always like to put that little break in there. And this is going to be tough, so hang on. I don't know how easy this is going to be to get this adhesive up. Come on. Okay, see how I kind of had to dig into it? So here's the sticky, and I'm going to put it on the back of the foil, okay? Because this is going to be the back of the word, okay? So adhesives on the back, and now we're going to get the die. And here it is. And when we go to cut this, yeah, I think if we do this, we're going to be on that adhesive. We're not going to have any problem at all. So one more thing for us to cut. And we're going to do it with the mini. So in case some of you are just joining us, you may have just seen the little mini here. I'm going to zoom out so you can see a little bit better. And I know I have to use number 1 because we read this sandwich earlier. Here's a number 2. I'm going to do the word love like this so that I get that adhesive on the back. Because the adhesive is right under that. And now I'm going to roll it through, okay? And I'm trying to do this without shaking the table. Okay, and then we're going to look at the back of it because we want to be sure that we've got a good cut. And it looks like we do. Hang on. It is just stuck here. There we go. Yep, it looks like we have a really good cut there. So we're going to put this die back before we lose it. And we're going to move the mini out of the way. I am like loving this mini. It is perfect for a class. Okay, now, so the OVE has come out. And then here's the L, okay? And here's the vellum. And this is going to be a little tough, ladies, because we've got to peel that adhesive off, okay? Just like we did before. If you could just see my table right now, it is a mess. All right, so I'm going to try and poke on this. It's not too bad actually using the take your pick tool. That was easier than the paper snips. Oh good, yeah, it would be nice for Easter, Simone. These boxes are awesome. All right, so there's my letter L. And then for the OVE, I've got to poke out all these little pieces. All right, and again, I've got to get that adhesive off. Yep, the take your pick tool is the way to go for getting that adhesive off. So much easier than our paper snips. Okay, so that's the word love. And now I think we're ready to fix up our little box. Let's see here. Oh yes, you know what this was, ladies? This was the banner that I put adhesive on. But we're still gonna use it, okay? We're gonna try anyway. Ooh, good question, Tara. Let me see here. Let me feel this. The foil is only a tad thicker than the cardstock. It's almost the same weight, okay? The foil and the cardstock. So, hey Diane, you are catching us at the end, girl. Welcome. All right, this is our banner punch, okay? And so, I have inserted that. It's 2 inches wide. And now I've got my cute little banner. All right, and then this, I'm gonna use, you know what I could do? Hey, why don't we use this? We will use this. Hang tight here. The adhesive's on there. This was an accident, but it's actually working out great for us because we don't have to use any adhesive to attach the banner. All right, I'm going to put it about right there. Check that out. It was a mistake, but that's okay. All right. So the ribbon that I'm going to use, and I use this a lot, by the way, it's a trio of ribbon. You get the Just Jade Gingham, you get Misty Moonlight and Whisper White Twine, and then you get the Whisper White ribbon. And I love this ribbon. It's kind of like a linen. So we're gonna wrap this around the top. You all knew I was gonna use ribbon on this, right? And then we're gonna tie, I think it needs to be a little bit longer if we're gonna tie a bow. All right, don't let me forget the heart charm. Okay, so that's done. And I'm gonna take one of these cute little heart charms. I know, wasn't this a happy mistake? Absolutely, Dawn. Okay, so cute story to tell you. My daughter is getting married in December. She got engaged the day after Christmas. And the reason I'm telling you this is because she has been working on her bridesmaid boxes. Like, this is a whole thing. I didn't even know about this, okay? So she is making boxes for each bridesmaid, and she's put all kinds of goodies in it. And that's the way she's going to ask them to be her bridesmaid and be in her wedding, right? So what she did was she took our clear square boxes that are in the annual. She took some of my red ribbon and wrapped it, you know, she filled the boxes with M&Ms. Thank you, Simone. She filled the boxes with M&Ms. She wrapped them in red ribbon, Stampin' Up, of course. She added the heart charm to all of her boxes, and it is adorable. So I am thinking I probably need to invest in heart charms because I can kind of see us using them for lots of different things for the wedding. So that's what I'm thinking. So, but it was super cute. I was proud of her. All right, so I'm gonna use some minis, and I'm gonna put the mini dimensionals. Hang on. That one's we're not gonna use that one. I'm gonna put the dimensional where the letter is, okay? So that you don't see it through the vellum. Now look, you're probably gonna see a little bit of it, but it won't be too bad, okay? All right, so I'll peel this off. I know, that was like the best mistake I've ever made. The adhesive's already on the banner. Here's the word love. Isn't that sweet? And of course, I'm going back to these. So aren't you glad that you got the paper share and ribbon share and embellishment share? I hope you were able to take advantage of that. When we did that, they have shipped. Oh, I got to get the word you on there. Let me see. Love you. All right. I know they are on back order, Laura. The heart charms are on back orders, ladies. I don't know. I think we can still order them, but they are on back order. So they're very, very popular. And, you know, I'm probably going to need at least 100 for the wedding, right? I'm going to stamp the word you and put it right there. Believe it or not, these banners are easy to stamp on. So, yeah, Sue, you should have your product share. You should have it tomorrow. That's what I'm thinking. It should be there tomorrow. So something fun to look forward to. All right, and I'm going to peel this off. And then we'll put this right here, and someone's going to win that tonight. All right? How fun!